And we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. Hope all is well. We got a repeated guest, one of my biggest guests here again. My guy, Dennis Jean Pierre. What's good? What's good? What's good? Round of applause, everybody. I've got the sound effects, but round of applause. My man's here. And if y'all don't know, man, he's one of my biggest interviews to date. We did an interview called "Why?" What was it? Why Black Men Don't Want to Leave Brazil?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that video went viral, hundreds of thousands of views and everything. And ever since then, we've been working together. He's been on my channel quite a few times. He goes all throughout Brazil. He's visited most of the cities in Brazil, in my opinion, or a lot of cities in Brazil. He speaks fluent Portuguese, and his YouTube channel is dope. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to sub to his YouTube channel. I tag it in the title and the description. But once again, welcome to the show, Dennis Jean Pierre.
What's going on, man? What's the business?
So you a Brazil guy, right?
I am, but you know what?
Okay.
I don't want to be known as just a Brazil guy.
Okay.
But technically I am.
Okay, but this time around, because usually when we had these conversations, these interviews, we're in Brazil, or you're in Brazil, basically, right? And you're talking, you're speaking Portuguese. Last time you was on the beach, I think I was the last interview. You was on the beach, and it was eye candy everywhere.
Yeah.
On the beach. But tell us where you are now. What country did you decide to go to this time around?
Right now I am in Lisbon, Portugal.
You are in Lisbon, Portugal. All right, that's what's up, man. So just give us some pros and cons. Tell us how everything's been so far and how long you've been there.
I've been here a little over a week. I plan on staying here for 2 weeks. Lisbon is it's beautiful. The scenery's dope. The architecture's dope. The food is great. The food is awesome here. It's very diverse. It's extremely diverse. It's one of the most diverse cities I've ever seen. I mean, it seems like every nationality, every ethnicity is here. The only thing I don't like about Lisbon is the social aspect of it. People here are not as warm, are not as receptive as people in Brazil are, to use an example. People virtually don't make eye contact. They don't make eye contact. They don't speak. They don't smile at you on the street. It's kind of frigid. So I had to it took me like a week to get acclimated to that.
Okay, so you say that the general attitude of the people that you come across so far are a little cold and distant in comparisons to Rio, or just is it more like
Brazil,
America?
in Brazil in general. I mean, it's a lot of Brazilians here, and every single one of them that I've asked about this, they say the same thing. They say, yeah, the people here are pretty cold. And it's a lot of vacationers here too. A lot of them. A lot of vacationers here from other places in Europe and the United States.
Now, I'm not sure exactly geographically where it's at. I know it's in Europe, but do they have beaches and all that there?
Yeah, absolutely. I was at a beach. I was at a dope beach on Saturday? No, Monday, called Cascais. It's like 30 minutes away. It was dope.
Okay.
It was dope. Cascais was dope.
Now, when you say the people are a little frigid, are you comparing them to like how America is a little bit, where people will kind of be like,
yes,
is it similar to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I
now,
mean, I kind of expected that. I came here with low expectations. You know what I'm saying? I came here with low expectations. I didn't know what to expect, but I kept my expectations low. I didn't come out here to date per se. I didn't come out here, looking to date. I just came out here because I wanted to see something different. It's a Portuguese-speaking country. I can speak. I speak decent Portuguese, so I said, let me try something different. I've never been to Europe before, so I said, what the hell?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and just talk about some of the costs. Like, is it an expensive plane ticket in comparisons to Brazil, or?
I bought a direct flight from Chicago to Lisbon. It was like $800.
Okay.
But they use euros here. For those who don't know, they use the euro. It's cheaper. It's not as cheap as Brazil, obviously, but it's not United States expensive. It's like in the middle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna be. The euro is worth more than the dollar right now, so you're gonna be spending a little more in U.S. dollars. but overall, it's not as expensive as the United States.
Okay, okay. And you said you've met many other foreigners there.
Yes,
Is it a lot of
yes.
Americans there in general, or is it's all types of foreigners?
I met America. I mean, you can hear them in the street. And also, I want to mention a lot of English is spoken here. More people speak English.
Mm.
Even a lot of the native Portuguese speak English. So, I go, for example, I walk into a shop or store or whatever. I'll ask them first, fala inglês? And they'll respond in English. And I'll just talk to them in English. They can speak English, I'll talk English. But a lot of English speaking people here.
You know what's funny, man? That's what I recognize about the world. Like when I first started traveling, nobody really spoke English like that, right? But now you can be in certain pockets and you be like, oh damn, you speak English? Like,
Yeah.
that's why I tell guys who think that people that don't speak English, like say we having a conversation and we in an Uber or something, and I'd be like, yo, watch it. You don't know how much English this guys know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Don't assume that everybody doesn't know English because you can be in a small town in Cambodia somewhere and they speak perfect English. Because that is pretty much the premier language that people want to learn.
Yeah.
Is English.
And plus, with access to the internet, it's become easier than ever.
Exactly. You don't have to go to school and pay $1,000 a week for classes no more. Yeah, I'm surprised that even where was I at? Damn it, I forgot exactly where I was at. I think I was in Japan for a little quick second. How many people spoke English in Japan? At least at the airport.
Oh,
right? Yeah, I met a few people that spoke English.
Wow.
All right, so let's see who's all in the room real quick, and we'll get right back to it. I want to give a shout out to my dude Lando Carlisian. We got a deal in the building. And what part of Portugal are you at right now?
Lisbon.
Okay. And that's like the main city, right?
That's like the capital city, yeah.
Okay. Now, Drew G says Portugal is dope. He says, have you linked up with Our Rich Journey family content creators?
No, not yet.
Okay, I think I know who that is. I think that's a family a black family, if I'm not mistaken. I think I know who that is. All right, somebody said beach material. Are you sure they left Portugal? How's the beaches there?
Well, the beach I went to was dope, called Cascais. It's like 30 minutes away. I got footage of that too. Dope beach. Matter of fact, I might go back out there on this weekend.
Okay.
He says, Bairro Alto. I'm like right next to Bairro Alto.
Okay.
Bairro Alto is like one of the main club districts. It's just nothing but blocks and blocks of clubs and bars and restaurants, man. It's pretty dope. But I'm like the next neighborhood over from Bairro Alto. It's a little more quieter.
Okay. And if you had to compare, what city does it remind you of?
Like Bairro Alto is like a clean Lapa. A cleaner
Got
Lapa.
you. Okay.
It's a cleaner, bigger Lapa.
Got you. Okay. So right now at this point, do you still prefer Brazil over?
Brazil's number one, man.
Still, okay.
Still.
Okay.
Number one.
All right.
I mean, it has it all. Has it all. Beautiful beaches. Nightlife is great. Good weather, warm weather. Socially, your life is fantastic. Your dating life will be fantastic. It's got it all, man. It's hard to top it. It's unique.
Okay. And have you been on the Tinder game out there or no?
Man, I've got a lot of hits on Tinder and Bumble. As a matter of fact, one girl, I think most of them are vacationers.
Okay.
One white girl I matched with on Bumble, I asked her, hey, would you like to go out with me to a bar or restaurant? She said, no, I want to fuck you.
Oh, okay.
God damn.
All right, keep it. Yeah, man. It's YouTube, man.
I'm sorry about that.
Right.
She said, yeah, I want to do that. I'm like, damn. She's like, I don't want to waste no time. I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is a good start. But she flaked.
Right.
She flaked. So, but overall.
Now, do you think she was Portuguese?
No, I think she was from someplace else.
Okay, I want to talk about that for a second, right? I want to talk about that for a little. Because I don't know if you've been keeping up lately with this passport sis movement or passport sisters. Have you kept up with it?
No.
You seen they got this thing online where they kind of like See, the passport bros has jumped off. Now they got like I guess like their version of the passport girls, right?
Mhm.
And this has been going on for quite some time, though. Like I've met plenty of American women in a lot of countries I've been to, right? Colombia, they got groups like girl groups in Colombia. Met few in Brazil, and it's funny because it's like they get hit with the reality that your best bet is still American men. You see what I'm saying? It's like they going for the foreign guys, but when they find out the foreign guys is just not having that type of mentality, it's like they start to reframe and start to come back. Because I've seen so much stuff go on overseas with women, right, and how they treat it. Just I try to warn them, but like, yo, look, it's not sweet out here. You got to be careful. Even the local women will tell you to be careful out here. I think it's just so sweet. But traveling as a man, by yourself, and traveling as a woman by yourself, two totally different things.
Yes.
Totally different things. And it could be, I would say, 10x more dangerous, right? 10x more dangerous because nobody's worried about physically, if a woman can strike back, basically.
Right.
So, yeah, that's been going on now. And, I've actually had incidents where I've saved females because they just were so oblivious to the environment that they in. You know what I'm saying? Like you in Medellin accepting drinks from a stranger. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. They don't have the same, like in our group, we talk about safety. That's one of the biggest factors in our group about traveling. We talk about, hey man, be careful here. Watch out for the scams here. Don't take a taxi here. Don't fall for this here. It's dangerous so in these foreign countries because as an American, a lot of times you could be targeted, right?
Yes.
You make the American USD, you're making more money. So they would 100% target a woman more than they target a guy.
Right.
100%. As a matter of fact, it was my friend in Medellin, Colombia, told me that one of her friends just got drugged in the back of a taxi in Colombia. Right? She just woke up in the hospital and she don't remember what happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, they gotta be careful. Let me catch a super chat real quick. I want to give a shout out to my dude Drew G with the $1.99 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, "Go check out the waves at is that Nazar, Portugal? Nazare, Portugal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you near there?
I don't know where that is, to be honest with you.
Okay. But yeah, that's the little thing. I think what's that channel called? God damn it. The Solo Travel ORD. You familiar with him?
Yes.
Yeah, he does a lot. He's man, check his channel's growing, man. Shout out to him. I think he just hit over 10K. But he's been covering a lot of that. But yeah, in a nutshell, you'll definitely meet foreign women, well, Americanized Western women in these countries overseas, 100%. And a lot of times, they'll be ready to go, if that makes any sense.
You know what's funny? I was in Cascais. I was getting ready to leave, and I saw this group of three black girls. Mm-hmm. Now I thought they were I didn't know that they were American, so I approached them to try to interview them, right? Mm-hmm. So I approached them speaking Portuguese, and they were looking at me like, we don't speak Portuguese. So I said, you speak English? She said, yeah. So I found out they were from America. They were from DC, mm-hmm. And they were surprisingly cool.
Right.
They're doing the European tour or whatever.
Yeah, we've had plenty of times we hung out, with American women in Thailand, Brazil, Colombia. It's a different energy when you're overseas. Number one, it's totally different energy. It's just not so on go mode, and because your money go further, you tend to be less stressed. You're a little bit more laxed. That you can, pay all your living expenses in just a few days versus you work all month long just to pay your bills.
Right.
So it's definitely a little bit more lax, man. Somebody said, I'll be in Lisbon in October 2023 for a few days. I'm listening to good information and things to do when I get there. So you mentioned the bars, right? What else is there? You mentioned the beach. But in general, like, what is there to do when you travel to Portugal? Is there some museums or is there some specific tours?
They got museums. Today I did a boat tour. a sunset boat tour.
Okay.
In the evening, going a boat tour down the river, up under the bridge. They got a bridge out here that look just like the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it goes under the bridge. The sun will set. People take their pictures. Then the boat will come back. I did the tuk tuk tour, which I made a video of. My first video in Lisbon. I found the Brazilian girl who owns her own business. She drives a tuk tuk. It's like a little cart that people drive around town with. It's pretty cool.
Right.
You should check it out. What else they got here? They got a lot of castles, lots of restaurants. It's a beautiful city overall. It's a very cosmopolitan city. Let's put it that way.
So when you say castles, you can take tours of the castles and everything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
I might do that tomorrow.
Now, why did you choose to go to Portugal instead of back to Brazil?
Well, originally I was gonna meet my ex-girlfriend out here.
Okay.
She's from Brazil, but we ended up not linking up. So she said she couldn't meet with me for whatever reason. And I'm like, okay, I'm still going. I'm not gonna cancel my trip. I'm still going out there. So that's why I'm here. Plus, I wanted to try something different. I've never been to Europe before, so it's something different.
Okay.
Now after this trip, on Monday I'm going to Cape Verde.
Oh wow! Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
So while I'm out here, it's like a 4-hour flight from Lisbon.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Direct. Yeah.
Oh, that's not far at all.
Yeah.
And I bet ticket wasn't even that much, was it?
The flight?
Yeah.
It's still like $400, $500.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. You got any contacts out there in Cape Verde? Or you just gonna kind of go
Nope,
just
not at all. And I had no contacts here when I came here. Luckily, my friend Elizabeth from Manaus, Brazil, she linked me up with this Brazilian rapper that lives here. This Brazilian rapper from Rio that lives here. So I linked up with him. We hung out. That's how you saw that video with me at the table with the group of people. The dude sitting across from me with the dreads. That's him.
Okay. And somebody asked, how was the food there?
The food is awesome.
Okay, wow.
The food is great. The food is great.
Now hold on. You mean actual Portuguese food, or just they have a lot of options?
All types of food. They got all types of nationalities here, all ethnicities here, different types of food. It's great. I'm willing to say it's better than Brazil's food. I'm willing to go that far.
Wow. Now, are you saying like they're local traditional dishes, or just you have more options?
Just the options that you have here. Just what I've had so far is just wow. The drinks. There's a drink here called Ginja. It's kind of like sangria, but it's stronger. You take it in a shot glass. That's great. Great drink, man. I almost like it as much as the caipirinha.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up, man. Yeah. But you say in general the people just aren't as
socially they're pretty frigid.
Wow.
Frigid. So you got to have a social circle if you want to make some traction. Either you're gonna do a lot of, like, if you're coming out here to date, either you're gonna be doing a lot of cold approaching because the women here don't pay you no attention. None of them. The whites, blacks, none of them do. They don't pay you any attention. So either you're going to be doing online dating or you got to go through social circle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
now, are they like excited to be an American or something like that, or it just doesn't matter?
It's all types of foreigners here all the time. So it's like, you're American, so what?
So would you say? Because you say the infrastructure is nice, the food is good. You say the prices aren't as expensive as America. Is it one of those countries where you might want to bring your lady there?
Absolutely. This is a spot you bring your significant other or your family. It's excellent for that. Definitely bring your family. I see a lot of couples here. I see a lot of families here. So it's that type of place. I don't think this place is all that great for a single man.
Okay.
Just being honest.
All right, I want to give a shout out to my dude, Kirby Films. He asked a question with the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that, brother. He says, what up, BMT? Hey, what's up with the app? The app is under maintenance right now. We made some major changes. because we had so many people downloaded on it. It was slowed down. We had a few some errors, so the developer took it down. It should be up in less than it'll be up by tonight, basically. So maybe 2-3 more hours, the app will be back up. All right, fellas. So we good on the app. App will be right back up very soon. All right, so I got another question here from Bill Strombardi. He says, "How does Tinder work out there?"
Tinder works very well. Bumble works very well, very well. But you're gonna get a lot of flakes.
Hold on. You might need to link up with my boy Delanoy out there. He says, "I bet the difference. Lisbon is fun as a single man."
Well, I mean, every man has his experience. My experience is that my experience ain't been that great as far as trying to date. I didn't come out here to date anyway, but just my experience. If you unless you like clubbing and stuff like that, which I'm not a nightclub person no more. You know what I'm saying?
You said no more.
Well, yeah, back in the day I used to hit the clubs, but now I'm 45 years old. I mean, the club gets old.
Right.
So, and I assume he's younger than me.
We didn't really hit too many clubs when we was in Rio.
Nah, you don't really have to.
Right. I was joking there because we used to go out in Rio, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But like I've been looking at the content, man. The content has been dope. Like Portugal is just not one of those countries that people mention in the travel space. Especially for the passport, bro. It's just Brazil, Colombia, Thailand.
Reason.
Right.
That's another reason why I came here, because I feel like there's a lot of content creators in Brazil right now. It's kind of saturated, especially in Rio. It's just saturated. It's too many.
But you've been to a lot of cities in Brazil, though.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of cities in Brazil. Rio, it's a lot of content creators. It's just over. It's like how much. I'm not going to make any more content in Rio. It's like how much can I cover?
Right. So from here, from Portugal, you're going to Cape Verde.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And are you going to go to any other countries in that area? Because you got No,
I'm gonna head on back to the States for a few weeks. Then I'll be traveling again next month.
Okay.
So
any thoughts on going out to Asia? You cool on Asia?
Nah, not really. I'm not. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
So do you plan on going to any other countries in Europe, or you kind of cool off Europe?
I was gonna go to Barcelona, but I'll scratch that. I wasn't gonna go on this trip, but I scratched it. I'm not.
I think I saw on Facebook the run of the Bulls. I think they're doing that right now in Spain.
I'll watch from the rafters. I'm not gonna participate in that shit.
All right, so Delanoy Music says Dennis is spitting facts. The clubs and bars scene is a gold mine for single men.
Yeah, I mean, I won't go to a club by myself. I mean, I'll go with friends or whatever, but I just don't. The club scene ain't really my scene no more.
Okay. Somebody said Barcelona is dope. You should reconsider it.
I've heard people say Barcelona is dope. I heard people say that Barcelona is like here socially. So it's like you never know until you go there yourself. But I'm not gonna go there on this trip. Maybe next summer.
Okay. So you've been out there for a couple of weeks. Would you consider Portugal to be like the West, basically? Like it's more like a Western country,
yes.
A Western environment.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So
I'm not saying don't come here. It's beautiful. It's dope. But if you're a single man, I don't think it's. For me, it just didn't float my boat.
Are you saying the dating culture is reminiscent of the States?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And I mean, do women speak a lot of English out there, or I know you say you mentioned it, but
yeah, you hear English every day in the street, every day, all the time.
You think that might have something to do with it?
With what? The frigidness of the culture?
Right.
Nah, they just that's just the way they are. That's just the way they are. I mean, so language barrier is not an issue here. To make a long story short, language barrier is not an issue.
Because most of the women speak English.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I hear people from the UK. I hear people from other countries. A lot of Uber drivers, Portuguese Uber drivers speak English. So I mean, English is widely spoken here.
Okay. Somebody said the ratio of women to men.
It's a lot of pretty girls here. I don't know the ratio, but it's a lot of them here. But they don't pay you no attention.
Okay.
And I've heard somebody tell me, one of my subscribers told me, this is Europe, women don't, that's how it is in most of Europe. Women don't pay attention to you, you know what I'm saying? Either you got a cold approach or whatever. I've heard also people tell me that, people are shy, reserved, but once they get to know you a little bit, the walls come down. I mean, I get it, but there's it reminds me of the States too much. So I can't really work with that no more.
Okay. Somebody said probably just typical Western culture.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And even there's something like I said, it's a lot of Brazilians here, and they all agree with me. They say, no, the people here are not as receptive. But the Brazilians come here because it's safer. They say it's safer, and also there's more opportunity for them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Portuguese speaking country, they speak Portuguese, so the Portuguese accent, huh?
And they use the euros, so they can make euros basically.
Yes.
In some cases.
Yes.
Okay.
The accent is different. The Portuguese accent is different.
Okay.
Brazilian Portuguese is has a melody to it. They're like, it's almost like they're singing.
It does, yes.
Whereas the continental Portuguese, it's like they're talking Spanish. There's no voice inflection or nothing. It's just totally different pronunciation. They use different words. Like for example, good afternoon in Portuguese, they say boa tarde in Brazil.
Boa tarde, right.
Here they say boa tarde. Boa tarde.
So they cut it short.
Yeah. They use more hard consonants.
Now, was it difficult for you to understand, or you still understood it?
A lot of it, yeah. It
was difficult for you to understand?
Not too hard. It's like I can understand half of what they say.
Oh, wow, okay. That's the thing about Latin languages to a certain degree. Like, I've been around, Spanish speakers that I'd be like, what do they say in Spanish? She's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, how you understand what they say? Yeah. But it's different, It's different. Whereas in English, it's such a basic language. If you go to Jamaica, you're going to understand a majority of what they're saying.
Right.
In Jamaica, stuff like that. Well, man, that's crazy, bro. Like, I thought Portugal was, like what I've seen about Portugal is mostly like families going over there, moving from the States, going to Portugal. Because I heard the housing market was pretty decent out there.
The homes out here are beautiful. The homes are dope. Especially in Cascais. There's some dope ass houses out there. No, the beach is dope. But again, it's a lot of families out here, a lot of vacationers, a lot of couples. But if you're a single man trying to date, I think there are better places in the world besides Portugal.
Okay. And even on the dating apps, is you don't get a lot of hits, or
I get a lot of hits on Bumble and Tinder. The problem is getting them off the app and in your face. That's the problem.
Flakiness.
Right.
Somebody said Portugal is for old folks.
I can see why he would say that.
Okay. Somebody said I hear the festivals are the best time to go there.
I agree with that. As a matter of fact, the next video I'm dropping tomorrow, it's got a festival in there called Creole Lisbon. That was dope.
Okay.
That was dope. Yeah. It happened last weekend. That was dope. So check that out tomorrow on my channel, my next video.
So how's the festival? Is the festival set up kind of like the ones
It's like
in
a
Brazil?
music event. It's like a music event. They got a couple stages.
Okay.
Different performers, different backgrounds. It was dope.
Okay, so right now, where would you rank Portugal in your countries, your list of countries? favorite countries, basically.
that I've been to so far.
Right.
Uh I would rank. I've only been to Brazil, Colombia, and Canada.
Right.
So I had to put it at number. I'll put it at number 2.
Hold on. Over Colombia?
Well, Colombia. Well, I've been to Medellin, based
Right.
on where I've been.
Right.
Colombia. I mean, Medellin doesn't have a beach,
Correct.
and I'm a beach guy, so you know.
Right. Okay.
I rank it number 2 just for that.
So Brazil, Portugal, Colombia.
And also the food in Medellin was not all that great.
Right. Right. You're right about that. You 100% right about that. Man, you really gotta,
You gotta
teach.
search.
Nah, you gotta just go in the kitchen with them, man, and just be like, look, this is how we cook spaghetti in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bell peppers, onions, garlic, all that. You gotta mix it on up. Like, do this separate. Now you gotta kind of, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. But you talking about specifically just kind of like the foods in Medellin, the paisa foods, and versus maybe on the coast, they cook a different palette of food, And some Afro-Colombians. Go ahead.
Somebody said Brazil is Miami, Portugal is Orlando. I say Portugal is Jacksonville.
Somebody said BMT. I disagree. When I moved to Atlanta, I didn't know what the hell, shawty, what your name is. Okay. I guess you're talking about the language, the lingo. You're talking about the lingo, I think. All right. Somebody said they have an Afro Nation and Rolling Loud Festival in Portugal during the summer.
Yeah, check. When he was here, he was at that event or in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Check in effect.
Shout checking effect, man. I'll get him on the platform. Somebody said, yeah, I think you should give Colombia another shot too, man. He said, if you're the beach guy, why not go to Cartagena? But if Cartagena not your thing, Santa Marta is nice. That's like everybody's favorite beach out here is Santa Marta. And you got little beaches out here in Colombia that's like Rio Shada, La Guarita. Like you got different little beaches out here that are really nice. I mean, water's warm, everything. So you just got to kind of move around a little bit. But Colombia does technically have beaches, right?
Yeah.
Somebody said best kept secret is that food in Bogota, Colombia is good. I don't know. I don't know
Have you been to Bogota?
Yeah, I have. So I don't know about that. Bogota is cold. And, it's not my favorite city. I just put it to you that way. I prefer Barranquilla and Medellin over Bogota. And Cartagena. I'm not a big Cartagena guy myself.
Really?
Right. But I'm excited, man, for you to go to Cape Verde, man. I interviewed a dude, one of my first interviews. I interviewed a guy that checked out Cape Verde. He said he really enjoyed it. He had a good time.
I had one of my friends, he told me, said, once you go to Cape Verde, you might not want to go back to Brazil. I said, okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see about
man.
that.
We'll see about that. Yeah, I love Brazil, man, but, I love Brazil. I put it to you that way. Brazil is an interesting country to live in. I'll say that.
But, I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I wanted to try some different things.
Because in our last interview, I think you said your favorite city in Brazil was still Rio.
Yeah, Rio's number 1.
Okay.
Because it's got it all. I mean, a lot of brothers like Salvador, but Salvador ain't Rio.
Okay.
Salvador is not Rio.
Okay.
Salvador is a lot more conservative. A lot more. It's more harder to navigate the city. The beaches are. I didn't like the beaches too much in Salvador. It's cool, but it's not Rio. It's not Rio.
Not the big social party vibe out
Nah. Rio got the energy, man. I like the energy.
Somebody said they changed the name from Cape Verde to Cabo Verde in 2013.
Cabo Verde.
Cabo Verde, yeah. I didn't know that.
Me neither.
All right, GMAC says, I think I know GMAC. He says, what good, Dennis, did you get to check out Belém Tower and Amadora?
Amadora, that's where most of the Black Africans live at out here in Lisbon. I'm going out there tomorrow. I plan to go there tomorrow. So I'm going to check it out.
Get some content out there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Said Brazil is one of one. You got a lot of Brazilian guys out here.
Brazil's unique, man. It's unique. It's unique. Even the Uber driver today that I talked to, he said Brazil is unique. I said I agree. But I'm not salty or nothing like that. It's just that I have no regrets coming here at all. It's a good experience. You got to widen your horizons. Can't just go to the same places all the time. But
right.
Just for people been asking me, dudes been asking me, let me know how the dating scene is out there. So I'm letting you know how it is. Don't come here to date. Bring your girlfriend, bring your family out here. Don't come here. Don't come in to date. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Wow, that's some good information to know. Somebody said, I don't know if this is true. I haven't been keeping up with it. KDL says parts of Brazil are unsafe for FBA dudes due to a young big mouth YouTuber.
Not true.
Right.
Not true. I've been to 13 cities in Brazil, and this past trip I went to 5 of them. Nobody mentioned Austin Holloman in none of the other cities that I've been to. Nobody mentioned them. Nobody asked me, do you know this guy? Nobody,
Right.
Brazil big.
CME Hustle says, I canceled my trip to Brazil on April 21st due to a talk with Dennis Jean-Pierre during the pandemic. I'm trying this again in October. Looking forward to finally making my first trip to Brazil in about 3 months.
There you go.
Well, we down there in the pandemic? Was that during the pandemic?
I think I remember him. I think I remember talking to him.
Okay.
I remember talking. I remember telling him, don't go right now because a lot of stuff is locked down. A lot of stores closed. Right now is not a good time to go. So I think I remember talking to him. I remember talking to the brother.
I remember we was down there, and I think Bolsonaro was the president, right?
Yes.
And it was kind of like still, there was more lax than, let's just say, the other countries. Because remember we were down there, and you told me, you was like, man, you ain't got to wear that mask no more, man. Put that mask up. I was just like, man, I still got to wear my mask, bro.
That's one thing I respected. That's one thing I respected about him is that he didn't,
right,
kowtow and toe the line. He had his own mind. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not gonna shut my whole country down because of this virus.
Somebody said Cape Verdeans are very good looking.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Women. I've seen the mix. I've definitely seen some of the women that went viral talking about Cape Verde, but he said you're gonna find out. All right,
we're gonna find out.
We gotta do it. We gotta do an interview when you get down there, bro.
We're gonna do it when I get out there, right?
you more excited about that one. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, bro, I appreciate you joining the show, man. I'm gonna keep it short. I know you got things to do. What time is it over there now?
It's 1:00 in the morning. 1 a.m.
1 a.m. in the morning. Okay. Well, once again, bro, great interview. We're going to definitely do it again. As soon as you touch down in Cape Verde, move around for a couple of weeks, but we'll do another interview, and we'll compare. We'll compare.
Sure.
All right, so before we go, GMAT says you got to visit South Portugal. Places like Portimao, that's the Afro Nation, Lagos, Benegal Cave, and I can't pronounce the last one, Albufeira.
Maybe next trip, not on this trip. I've had enough.
Okay. So where is Lisbon, like north? That like north?
Lisbon is it's like in the middle. It's like in the middle. Portimao is in the south. And all these other places that he's mentioning, Albufeira, that's in the south, on the south coast.
Okay. Yeah. So would you revisit Portugal again, or you kind of like, I'm good?
Yes, but if I do come back, I'll have somebody with me. I'm not coming by myself.
Okay.
Either
So
I'll find somebody.
everything in Portugal kind of clicks all the good tiers. It's just the
Yes,
dating aspect of it is just
the
like I'm
dating
good.
aspect is just not. It's just, in my opinion, it's just not. Nah.
Mm,
Lot of beautiful girls here, but what's the point if they're not checking for you?
okay, okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's real, man. Well, hey, once again, bro, appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me on, man. I'll keep you abreast of any new developments.
All right then.
And look
All
out for
right.
my next video tomorrow.
Okay, you drop a video, man. You know I was gonna drop a video 2-3 days ago, but I cannot get it green check mark by YouTube for nothing. It's a pool party video in Thailand. They won't let me rock
They
with it.
won't give you a
So
good man. You know what? YouTube, they got whoever working on their staff, man. They some little haters.
right.
They got some little haters on their staff because one time I tried to upload a thumbnail
Mm-hmm.
in Brazil with girls in bikinis,
Mm-hmm.
and they refused the thumbnail. They rejected the thumbnail. I
Mm-hmm.
put it up again, they rejected it. I put it up again, they rejected it. So I waited 12 hours. The next day, I put it up and they accepted it. So whoever was working that shift,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. I just gave up. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go on the app. That's what the app is for, basically. Just put it on the app.
Yeah.
All right. And I appreciate you contributing content to the app as well, brother, because I know you on there. So I really appreciate that. I'm trying to get more content creators to join and support it, man, because this is really our own little universe that we can kind of post what we want to
Right.
post to a certain degree. You know.
Right. And shout out to you and kudos to you for doing that, man. For doing something about it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
A
yeah,
lot of
man.
guys complain about it, but you actually did something about it.
Yeah, man, it's doing good, bro. We getting a lot of subscribers, a lot of people, a lot of downloads. The content on it is dope. I mean, it's good that we have a paywall up because it keeps out a certain element, right? Because the app is somewhat like Facebook and Patreon together to a certain degree, right? So you just have these brothers on here posting all this dope content all around the world. Professional brothers, IT guys with warehouses in India. It's literally like a certain class of brother, person on the app, and you're seeing it through the content that they're making. So real dope, man. It's real dope, and I'm really glad that we're getting so much support right now.
Yeah, and plus, the subscription fee filters out all the cheapskates and people looking for freebies and dudes who ain't really serious or
Right.
don't want to contribute. So
Exactly, and it's not like a lot, man. It really goes toward the
it's
server
$4,
fees.
$5.
Yeah, it's like $1.25 a week. Is what you're paying.
Yeah, come on, man.
So
Y'all pay y'all weed man $50. You know what I'm saying?
right. But I think with the free trials, people, they get to see it and they're like, okay, this is some dope stuff, and they go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, we're doing good, man. We're gonna keep growing it. We have our goals of hitting the markers, and we did hit our marker for the first month. So I want to just give a shout out to everybody that's downloaded the Passport Bros app. It's under maintenance right now, but it'll be up probably before midnight back again because we had to make some major changes because we had so much traffic going on it. It just slowed it down, so we had to switch, companies basically because it was becoming slow because we had so much traffic on it, like I said. But once again, Dennis, get to Cape Verde, man. Be safe. Hope you enjoy it. We're going to definitely do another interview soon, brother.
For sure. Thanks, man. Y'all take care.
Peace. Passport Bros, we out.